So often they're in bed, when this happens.
Yes, that could be. Yeah. Cardiac arrest happens most likely at home. Yeah.
And should you then just start in bed, because the bed, as you say, is quite tall, and you can't just drag the person
and that's
down on the floor and hit their head?
Why not?
Maybe you should. Okay,
because
so that's not too.
It's kind of.
It's not going to be good enough.
Because I'm actually. You just said I'm not alive.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be alive. Yeah, and that's the kind of just to talk about it. It's very difficult to. But if we're ever in a situation, say it's not at the bed, say it's a car. You're outside the 20 minutes till the paramedics arrive. You want the person out. This is a large person, works out a lot of kilos. What do you do?
Yeah, drag him by the legs after the car.
Why not? Why not? If we're saying we're going to start resuscitating, why not? Just to get that comfortable feeling that we're not making a bigger problem, we really are mending the problem. Everything boils down to ABC: airways, breathing, and circulation. That's all we really need to focus on when we're talking about what's really important.
And I think when we talked last time, because we had lots of questions around here, and maybe something you said before, everything else that's superficial, they break a leg or they do this, is just not important. And as a mother, I would be thinking, the scar on the face, and you said, no, the only thing that you need to concentrate on is your ABCs, and anything else can be dealt with.
The story I had earlier, the girl. Just by coming over to her, if she's my patient, just by coming over and not saying, "Oh, you're not feeling well in the stomach," being like that, but actually coming down and just saying, "Hello, my name is Jarle. I'm here to help you. Could you perhaps go and get some blankets?" She's probably thinking about other people. You know how we are. Could you go and pick up the children so she doesn't have to share? Everything is taken care of. The help is coming. Now, before I came over, your heart was probably beating 120 times a minute. Now, I made it just by putting my hand and lowering my voice and actually being here for you, maybe down to 100 or 180. Now, if that is a heart that's not getting oxygen, it's getting that much more oxygen now, or having less need for that much oxygen. Now, if it's an internal hemorrhaging, a bleeding, it's going to be that many less inside the body because you remove it. Also, I fill her with good goofy juice, the good hormones that keeps us safe and motivated to go on. So just by coming there, sitting down, you're really changing the situation. You're doing everything correctly just by coming there and being there until there's more resources. That's true. Now this one has an oxygen valve. So if you have oxygen, you can actually provide oxygen with this just by taking a hose of oxygen. There are two ways to use this. I'm just going to do a simple demonstration. If you're sitting on this side, it probably means you and me are working together. You are compressing and I'm breathing. Then I use the L-shaped hand and I put it over here. As you see, there are an indicator to which side the nose goes. Also, it's kind of intuitive as it goes up in a V. Put the L over, open the airways, push down, and then normal breath. But the probably best way to use it is to sit like this. And I use my thumbs on both sides and put a bilateral pressure on it. Now I also have the possibility of giving the jaw thrust, pushing the jaw out. In Norway we had a very famous politician. He was swearing a lot, talking like this for many, many hours. And that's probably because he was very goodly ventilated. If we take the jaw out, we can get up to 30% bigger windpipe. So a lot, it could be a lot. If anybody of you are married with a snorer,
yeah.
Then you apply the count.
You can have 2 bruises today.
So all Hadde needs to do is apply counter pressure on the maxilla up here and pull out the underjaw, and you will have a quiet.
Okay, because you've got to get behind.
Now there is also one more thing to mention about this. Now, children do not get cardiac arrest like us grown-ups do. If they do, it's due to what we call hypoxia. Too little oxygen in any sort of way. For instance, drowning, or there's been a gas leak or a fire or whatever. But what we can use this for is the other way, and we can use it on children. So we can turn it the opposite way, and it would work on children with their small faces. So it's just a side tip. I'm going to focus on the regular mouth-to-mouth method when I'm showing this. When do we have cardiac arrest? We need something very easy, so it's not difficult for us when there's emotions. I have 3 criteria that need to be all present. The first, of course, is not awake, not normal breath. We're all at home with your husband, not awake and not normal breath, but he's very much alive. And not able to wake up. That is the thing that kind of breaks the normality here. Now, you can just do whatever to try to wake them up. There's not normal breath. That sounds from the face. That is not normal breath. A breath is 500 to 700 milliliters of atmospherical air, so it has its own definition. Not awake, not wakeable, and not breathing normally. I find the center of sternum. I press the thorax 1/3. 100 times a minute, and I do this 30 times, and I give 2 inspirations. The inspirations, the most normal error that we do is that we are afraid of manipulating the neck too much. We need to open the neck totally, like a Nigerian marathon runner. When he comes to the goal line, he never goes, that was hard. He's always really open. Open the airways, and unless you are Mick Jagger or Kim Larsen in Denmark, you can fit both. Close the nose. And it's normal inspirations, not the old blow as hard as you can, but normal. Just 1 to 2 seconds of normal breath, or until you see the chest elevates. In the center of sternum, 1/3. 100 times a minute, and we do that 30 times. And
What
then
do you
2
mean by
inspirations. 1/3 of the chest must be compressed. So if we're using work, so if we're using work, it's 1/3. If we're using centimeters, so the metric system, we have to use generalities. And all of us in this room is about 1/3 of our chests is about 5 to 6 centimeters. But there is a difference between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, and they can both get cardiac arrest. So it's usually easier to say that 1/3 of the chest need to be compressed to sustain circulation. The quarter, or flip the coin. It's a partial obstruction, and when I start to manipulate her body, it becomes a full obstruction. So what's recommended in this case is actually just to make as calm as possible. There's probably going to be panic in the room, and call 911 as quickly as we can. Now, if Hanne can't speak and she can't breathe, the best thing she can do is to cough herself. If she coughs herself, she's using the diaphragm and the muscles in the chest, in the back, and she's using the sway that we kind of get when we're coughing. But to get her to cough when she's having most likely a panic attack is going to be difficult. So if we can't get her to cough, it's the Heimlich maneuver that's implied. Now, I was born on a farm, so when I go behind horses, I always let them know. And since she's probably not feeling very safe at this moment, I also do this because I'm afraid of these if I get them in my face. So just to say that, yeah. The first thing we do is we bend her over using the gravity as much as we can. Up here there's a pillow so you can punch each other and get all have some fun. You give 5 hard thrusts. Now, much harder than I did now, of course. This is just to exercise where to do it. Between the shoulder blades in an upward motion. Now, if there comes a small sausage part, I put it in my pants and I keep going because I don't know how much she has swallowed. If Hannes tells me now, go away, Ola, I'm good, I'm done. If not, I do the Heimlich grip. And the Heimlich grip is a fist with a pyramid on top, centering the force on a very small area. When we put this on between the navel and the end of the sternum, the other hand goes over, and we get a bilateral force on the side with our arms, and we get a really good foundation to make pressure. When we do make pressure, we kind of make it like we're building momentum. Bum, 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 bum. And even if there comes a sausage on the first one, I keep going to the second and third and fourth and fifth, because every time I thrust and every time I pull, she is losing air, gas within her lungs. And it's that gas that is pushing the sausage up. So Heimlich will always be best the first time we use it, because we lose gas when we do it. So I've done the 5 blows. I put the sausage in my pants. Now I find the place. This is the navel. I do the grip. I come around and I start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you. So what we planned now was we have 2 of these. If you'd like to try on each other, if you can make a fist, and then that way, can you feel that you get more power straight away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Det er liksom en sånn ikke den uteneven, men den uteneven. Ikke den, men den. At du får den sentreringen av.
Sånn?
Ja. Selvfølgelig, nå øver vi på det perfekte om vi holder litt skjevt og sånn. Så jeg kan det riktig. Men det er rett og slett i alle fall jeg anbefaler.
Da er det mer denne.
Nei, men skal du gå her eller flat når du slår?
Altså, det som blir naturlig for deg, så blir det denne faktisk. Det blir naturlig for meg. Men det er du føler du er sterk.
Oi! Legg den ned, Tonje. Der, ja. Ja! Nei, jeg hørte ikke dette her. Det var 2 stykker. Men jeg tror det er så mange der. Jeg har Oi! Det er så champagnekopp.
We haven't gone you so taller than that.
Ja.
Det var jo bra da.
Skal jeg slå hardt, eller vil du ikke skal slå hardt?
Jo da.
Ok. Det er løsning. Ja, jo. Ok. Så jeg måtte bare ha den der.
Ja, jeg vil jo si det.
Nå har jeg glemt det.
Sorry. Det er ikke veldig godt.
Hva skal du gjøre?
But you should keep on pushing. Yeah, but make it small.
Jag viser henne hur hon ska hålla. Ska bort det.
Okay, and now I'll do you.